Okay, you can start now.
Okay. Sip. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I want to present my presentations. It's about current strategies in teaching English. For the first time, the first slide, I have 10 strategies for teaching English language learners in online. I'll present about this. Over the course of the last week, we have embarked on the learning journey. Much like many of you, it has been a week of twists, turns, questions, and uncertainties. However, our school community has come together and supplied valuable learning opportunities for our students. In a school of over 300 kids, 3,000 kids, our EL population consists of 120 students, in which we service 60 students daily in our fully sheltered EL program. Our students mostly speak Arabic and Spanish and have similar culture backgrounds. In our classes, their English abilities range from level 0 to fully proficient. This can be both challenging and awesome at the same time. We are extremely lucky to have students who are driven and want to master the English language. The use of technology is nothing new and is a vital part of to our successes as teachers and for our students. With that being said, I wanted to give you a top 10 list of items that I have found beneficial in our EL learning journey. So here, I explain to you about 10 list of items that I have found beneficial in our EL learning journey. Okay, next slide. Uh, the first is use your team. I'm lucky to be surrounded by such a great teacher and teacher aides. We constantly text, email, call, and video chat to discuss the best way to meet our student needs. It's so important to stay connected. And next, use online tools to help assist students and their language needs. YouTube videos, recordings of your explaining directions, videos of you teaching a difficult math problem using various online resources to help teach material. Translations are essential in all language direction. For sure, all are so important in keeping students engaged. And then next, making work easily accessible. We use the online course management software Canvas district. It has been awesome in posting resources, lectures, notes of reading, quizzes, and etc. For students to access, we also use Skyward to get information to students. Google Classroom is a free for districts that do not have something in place. Next point, let the student guide the instruction, have them record video, explain, and teach a vocab word, topic, a story, and etc. By letting students have a voice in their learning, especially in a time when it truly is on them. It allows them to still feel connected to class and their classmates. Then next, don't overwhelm your student. Remember, in a typical high school day, they have 5 until 7 different classes. Remember, English learners are still learning to language, and sometimes this new system will impact them in a negative way. Next point, be patient. In the educational field, we want things to move at our pace. I have learned over the course of the last few days that is more. I was trying to build this great engaging lesson all while online, but in reality, I needed to give short, pointed statements that clearly told by concept at hand. This is so important to for English learners. Next, be flexible. What does it mean? Just like in EL classroom, you need to be flexible in the online space. Make sure the student have what they need to succeed. You may even have to reach out to them personally to make sure they know what to do. Next, you use your aids. Our EL aids are the best. They have been available via Google Hangouts, chat and video, help our student with translations, questions, and clarifications. They have been so important. The next point, try something new. Maybe there is something that you wanted to do but didn't have the chance. Online learning is a perfect way to do this. Maybe create a Quizlet, Playgrade, Kahoot, discussion post, TikTok, it can be, Twitter account, Instagram or Facebook, YouTube, and etc. Once you get back to the classroom, this will be great tool to use as you continue on with your semester. Next, breathe, have fun, and don't worry about getting to curtain spot. It's okay to put yourself out there. We are all going through the same thing, and kids need to know that. At this point, school should be an escape from what is going on around us. Allow your kids to have a solid educational experience and have some fun. Then, one of the most important thing with ELLS is to maintain the high level of personal connections. Every morning, I send out daily message to the student in my class with a greeting and their agenda for the day. I make a point to personally message to student each day to check in with them, be it a written or a video message. And then uh, I have a next point about four new methods to teaching English in the modern classroom. Four methods. While traditional methodologies such as the audio, lingual, and direct methods still often useful elements, they are clearly outdated in the modern classroom. The communicative approach, which was in 4G in the lay, it's still widely considered as the latest advancement in modern language teaching. And then, however, it has become clearly every need of modern students have out teacher and book publisher best strategies. Next, this article will take a closer look at four fast teaching strategies that are grand slam with student. Then first is about task-based approaches. Traditional curriculum design and class planning revolve around the topic considered useful for student. This means students were to learn the grammar and vocabulary that educators taught students needed to know. Next, a student input was minimal to say the least. What the learner from this is why it is imperative to build lesson plans around activities that all students then can feel comfortable with relate to. The text-based approaches present a significant paradigm as seen the focus on context has a shift to skill and competencies. So planning and design aren't about what's taught, but why it's taught. Next, this is the important one. This approach isolates individual skill and competencies in order to teach material students actually need to know to meet their goals and objectives. Yeah, the next point, maybe we can read it together. I will go to the next slide. Number two is test-based approach. The approach begins by determining the one global objective that the individual or group of the student have. Next, lecture syllabus. While the previous two approaches focus heavily on the skill and competencies that student need to develop, this approach focuses on what language student actually need to project, in particular actual word that student need to understand in order to conduct specific tasks. This approach is based upon the core language that student student need an essential term. Much will using smart classroom, everyone has some sort of internet or tablet. Banning smartphones may end up being a lost opportunity to further enhance learning experiences. Then bring all together. While traditional approaches to provide a solid foundation for effective language teaching, it's important to understand that these techniques don't always address student current needs. In fact, the communicative approach still widely it as the latest and greatest approach is already due for a makeover if it's owned. Next time you're preparing for a new group of students, and then the task-based approach, the project-based approach builds on the text-based approach using specificalized activities, then lexical syllabus, then combine that with effective use of technology in the classroom. Yeah, maybe that's all that I can present the presentation to my classmate. I hope you can understand it all. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam. Okay, one question, bro.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay, I heard you have for new methods to teaching English, yeah. So
Yeah,
my question is, from for methods, which one is the most effective for you according to your experience?
most
Thank you.
effective for me.
Yes.
Okay. This one that you mean for new methods of teaching English in the modern classroom. Is it? Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
For right now, I just the first time while traditional methodologies such as the audio lingual, and then however it has become clearly evident, and then this article is okay. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, the first one is project-based approach, and then lexical syllabus, and then using smartphone in the classroom, and then yeah, number 4, using smartphone, lexical syllabus, best project approach. Yeah, uh, for me, Pak Mahmud, I choose number one that better for me. It's about task-based traditional curriculum design and class planning revolve around the topic considered useful for students. This means students will learn the grammar and vocabulary that educators to student needed to know. Student input was minimal to say the least. Why do I say so, Pak Mahmud? Because I teach in boarding school in pesantren. Almost all pesantren actually use a traditional curriculum, like Gontar curriculum is still traditional. We seldom to use like an audio and PU visual. Actually, we always use the text and then practice grammar, vocabulary, and so on. And then actually what we learn from this is why it is imperative to be lesson plans around activities that all students can feel comfortable with, relate to. Yeah, this is the important one. Before teaching, before going to the class, automatically, or we must learn something that we want to teach, and then build a lesson plan step by step, which one what we want to do with our student, the first step, the second step, and so on. Maybe that's all that I can explain to you, Pak Mahmud. I hope you can understand it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. That's a clear explanation from you. Enough, Romi. Thank you.
It's okay, Pak Mahmud.
Okay, enough. I think enough from me. Yes.
Yeah, it's okay. I
You
think
can close our discussion and I will stop the recording.
okay, sip. Okay, thank you very much. This is my presentations. Forgive me for being many mistake and thank you for your response, Pak Mahmud. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.